How do you improve on the best season in program history? That's the question facing the Central Rebels in training camp this year. Central has won 2 district championships in a row, and their 12-1 record from 2013 is the best single season mark they've ever had.
If you can maintain or improve, you're doing something right. At this point, we would like to improve. The freshman class that we've got in this year is a good class. You know, we had really good numbers in the weight room, probably the best we've had in the weight room as far as the freshman class. Now the camp numbers have been down a little bit, which I'm kind of disappointed in that, but you know, the sophomore class has a lot of numbers in it. We just don't have a lot of numbers in the junior and senior class. So maintaining is going to be tough this year just because from a number aspect.
And that's head coach KORY SCHWEISS, who enters his 11th year as the Rebels coach. The team was 2-8 the year before he took over. After a rough first 2 years, Central has developed into a major contender in Class 3 football. Standing in their way the past 2 seasons has been the mighty John Burroughs Bombers, stopping the Rebels short of their first appearance in a Final Four. All-State defensive end COLIN BESS would like to change that in 2014.
Yeah, I think you know, district championship's always the goal, and just hopefully get Burroughs again this year and maybe come out on top this year.
And Central actually returns 2 All-State defensive ends that combined for over 30 sacks on a defense that gave up a microscopic 4.5 points per game last year. The other is senior MABERRY, who loves bringing down the opposing quarterback.
We're mainly looking to close down and read our guy for the most part, and then when it's passing situations, we get to have fun and make them sacks. That's what we enjoy the most.
The Rebels are bringing back 8 of 11 starters from last season's record-breaking defense, but 2 huge losses are at middle linebacker, with Dream Team Player of the Year Reed Lucas and his running mate Austin Caldwell not returning. With the D-line and secondary mostly intact, Coach SCHWEISS believes his new linebackers do have some margin for error.
With BESS and MABERRY coming back on the ends, those guys inside, whoever we decide to play in there. Right now we're rotating about 4 guys inside on the defensive line. As long as those guys do their job, and then we've got those guys in the back end to pick up some slack, you know, those linebackers will be able to grow. They'll be pretty good, I think, by the end of the season.
And as for the players who get to step into the middle linebacker spots vacated by Lucas and Caldwell,
Drew Harlow and Logan Comfort are going to play inside probably for us, and Austin's little brother will play the nickel. You know, those guys, we can't ask more than what those guys can do. We don't want them to be Reed Lucas and Austin Caldwell. We just want them to be themselves.
And Logan Comfort says he's ready for the challenge.
You know, me and Drew Harlow are getting a lot of reps right now, and they're getting us working. I think we're going to step it up. We're going to have to. And then we got a lot of younger guys, too, that are getting a lot of reps and looking good. A few freshmen that are actually looking really good, too, at linebacker. So I think we'll be all right.
The defense was so good last year that it overshadowed the vast improvement of the offense. Central scored over 33 points per game in 2013. They graduated quarterback Hunter Curtois, but they fill his shoes with an exciting junior in Jake Bridges.
Well, Jake's one of those kids. Last year as a sophomore, you know, there was times we kind of really wanted to play Jake at quarterback. The thing was, Hunter was a 3-year senior, had a tremendous record. He won more games as a starting quarterback than heck, a lot of decades at Central. So you just can't take a kid like that out. He was a leader, but Jake had all the intangibles. It was one of those deals that, you know, if we wouldn't have had a 3-year starter at quarterback in Hunter, then probably Jake would have been a starter as a sophomore.
And Jake earned the trust of his teammates a long time ago.
He throws dimes out there. He's doing good.
Oh yeah, I think Jake could have stepped in. I mean, last year as a sophomore, he can be really good. He can fling it, but yeah, I mean, all options are open with him. He can throw it. You know, he's smart, but yeah, I think he'll do all right.
The backup quarterback will be senior Braden Mannion, who is just as capable to be the starter. SCHWEISS went with Bridges so they could have someone in place for 2 years in a row, and also because Mannion is the best receiving option on the team.
I mean, we don't have to do too much to break a lot of passing records at Central, but I'd imagine that Braden will probably challenge some records here in the passing game. You know, obviously we're going to run first. That's what we do. But with him and Jake, we're going to have the ability to throw it. Hunter Strange has come out, so we've got dual threats on the outside, and we've got a running game to go with it.
Bridges and Mannion are expected to be one of the best quarterback-receiver combos in the area this year, so don't be surprised to see Central attack through the air a little bit more and even spread some teams out more frequently than they've done in the past. Another intriguing position to keep your eye on this year for Central is running back. The Rebels have lost a couple of explosive runners due to off-the-field issues. To fill that void, they're converting MABERRY from a reserve lineman position to feature running back.
I'm really liking it, to be honest. I haven't did it since my freshman year, and I'm enjoying it. I like running through people. I feel like it's coming kind of naturally. Like, I've been a sprinter in track and everything, and it's basically just like that. sprint everywhere.
Obviously, with the discipline issues that we had, plus his abilities, you know, it was just kind of a natural fit for him to move to the backfield. So I know he's excited about it, and I wouldn't put it past him to have a have a tremendous season, because anything we ask that kid to do, he does with he does it way better than we anticipated him doing it.
Logan Comfort and Drew Harlow will join Mayberry in the backfield this year as the main three, but a few more backs could also get a shot at some carries in what should be an even more dynamic offense. For years, the strength of the Central offense has been the big, strong offensive line. It'll be big and strong again this year, but it's not yet known which big, strong guys will start.
There's one offensive line spot that's still pretty much wide open, and then we've got a big battle at tight ends. You know, in our offense, tight ends are very valuable, and we've got 6 or 7 kids working at tight ends right now. We don't really have I wouldn't say we have a number one right now. We're actually thinking about taking our number one tight end candidate and moving him to tackle, moving our tackle to guard to fill the guard spot. So we don't really know. We're still trying to put that puzzle together.
The other tackle spot is not up for grabs. COLIN BESS is back to hold the fort down there, and he believes whoever lines up beside him will have his back.
We still have Russell Harrington. He started in the late season last year, but we lost just about everybody else, but everybody else is stepping up, and I think they're going to be able to play their part.
And if all this excitement isn't enough, the Rebels also have a brand new turf field to play on this season.
The field's looking great. Can't complain here at all. It looks amazing. It's just so much flatter actually than what it used to be, and you know, I'm going to miss the mud. I love the mud, playing in the mud, the rainy games. So, but yeah, the turf is nice. It's real soft. It's easy to cut.
I just love it. It's fun. You can make cuts on it so easy, and it's just 10 times better, I think.
So while there are still a few question marks with this year's Central squad, it appears that the Rebels are going to be the team to beat in the MAFC White and Class 3 District 1 again this year.
I would think we probably got the target on our back right now, just because you know, the success we've had the last few years. I think the guys that are in our conference and district know that we've graduated a ton, but I think they also understand that we've got several pretty good players coming back.
I'd like to be conference champs again. I'd like to go back and be a district champs again, and I'd like to try to push through and get through John Burroughs again this year and to take it one step farther than what we did last year.
To find out if Central can make it a District 3-peat and get over the hump to crack the state Final Four, you must tune in to regional radio for the absolute best coverage of high school football. Reporting from the Park Hill Central Football Training Camp, I'm Glenn Johnson.